Carlos Nelson with Cascade Media Group, and we have a special guest here from Tanzania tonight, Mama C, and we have a panel here. Who do we have over here?
I'm Reverend Esther Hosendorf, and this is the Chestnut Avenue Family Resource Center.
And what do we do here?
Kansas City, Missouri. And this is a place where we come from the community. We have our group meetings here, and we plan our activities here. We do outreach as well as referral and direct services. We have several projects, and we also have a movement, Sankofa for KC. And Sankofa for KC, along with Camp Choice, is actually sponsoring, hosting Mama C and her family tonight.
Excellent. And who do we have sitting next to you?
Oh, my name is Ann O'Neill, and I'm the daughter of Charlotte and Pete O'Neill.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ann.
Well, I was born and raised in Tanzania. I lived there up until I was 15. Then I moved to the United States, and I've been in Kansas City for almost 30 years now.
Excellent. And who do we have sitting next to you?
I'm Janae Relaford Davis. I am the founder and CEO of Camp Choice, and Choice stands for Children Having Opportunities and Creating an Environment, and we do adult life simulations for middle and high schoolers.
All right. Hey, Dad.
And we have my father here, M.C. Sterling Hill, one of my greatest inspirations, who was a son of Kansas City, Kansas, but now lives in Tanzania, East Africa at UAACC.
In the Embassy Village.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Mama C, you the star of this interview. Hey, Mama C, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your husband.
Yes, well, my husband of 50 years, Brother Pete O'Neill, was the chairman and founder of the Kansas City chapter of the Black Panther Party. I joined the party when I was 18 because of COINTELPRO and many other things. He went into exile in 1970 and I left with him. There's no way he's going to leave me behind. We lived in Algeria for 2 years. Then we relocated to Tanzania, which is where we've been living since '72. We homesteaded for many years. Then we founded the United African Alliance Community Center, or for short, UAACC, where we have the Leaders of Tomorrow Children's Home. We've been raising 29 children for the last 10 years, and we have daily classes for youth in our community, including vocational classes. We have a recording studio, videography, language, tailoring, all kind of arts. We have an emphasis on arts because we understand that art is something that spills over into all aspects of their lives and empowers them greatly. And I'm blessed.
And so, what brings you back to Kansas City?
I come to America every year, been doing this for more than 20 years, for the UAACC Heal the Community Tour, not only to raise awareness and to raise funds for our center, but to also do what I can to help heal the many cities that I visit. I'm on the university circuit. I'm invited to speak and perform at many universities and cities all across America.
And that's what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Name some cities that you're going to be visiting while you're here on this trip.
Yes, well, so far I've been here since early February, since mid-February. I started traveling February 22nd. I've been to 2 universities in Arizona, in Sacramento, in the Bay Area, Berkeley University.
Received?
I'm sorry?
How have you been received?
I've been received so very well. You know why? Because young people are looking for inspiration. Young people are looking for a message of how they can improve their lives and what road they can walk on. And to recapture their spirituality, which a lot of times when they're doing their schooling, they forget the importance of their spirituality. I bring them back to that.
How
Bring it back
do
to
you
all
see they
of that.
receive that?
How do they receive
Yeah,
it?
how do you know, what their body language, their
Oh,
conversation with
they
you?
love it. They love it. They love it because I'm real, And everything that I bring to them, I bring in a real manner, a real and practical manner. So it's always, all of my talks are inspiring. They always end up with hugs and people saying that pledges that they're going to change their lives. And I always tell them as they walk out the door, come out of your comfort zone and spread peace and love, because people forget the importance of spreading peace and love.
Tell us a little bit about your husband's situation. I think our community needs to know. And you talked about earlier there had been petitions and what have you. I think it's time to try to do something else again as it relates to petitioning the government, working with some of these Kansas City law enforcement officials, because I'm in agreement. Pete should be able to come home. I came here in 1978 from New York, and the O'Neill family was a prominent name when I came here, and I think I met his brother. And I used to do some things with his brother, and they told me that he was like almost in exile. And
He's not almost in exile. He is in
well,
exile.
but that's bogus. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And what you said earlier about this shotgun or what have you, I just had a earlier conversation with Brandon Ellington, who we did an interview with earlier today, and we were talking about the assassination of Leon Jordan, and they're just finding the shotgun that killed Tim was in the paper the other day, and it was in a police car.
Yeah.
You
And
know, there's
They have framed these people.
That's what, and there's been so many brothers and sisters, particularly Panthers and other progressive people, who were working so hard to change communities, to elevate communities in America, and Brother Pete was one of them. So many of them who didn't go in, who didn't choose to utilize the modern day Underground Railroad that assisted us to leave. So many of them are still locked down 40 years later. What could have been a terrible, terrible existence, a hell for so many other people, exiles, what I'm talking about, became a beautiful existence for us. I tell everybody that if you've seen that movie Black Panther, that Marvel movie Black Panther, I tell them we are living a slice of Wakanda. Brother Pete is the happiest he's ever been in his life, the most productive, the most blessed, and he continues to pass on not only the blessings, but the wisdom that he has absorbed through all these years of exile. So he always tell you, and he will tell you this, brother, don't concentrate on bringing him back. Sure, he should have the right to go anywhere he wants in the world. But there are so many brothers and sisters who are still incarcerated. They are political prisoners. Free them first. Because he's fine. As long as he can continue doing the work that he can do. Brother Pete is almost 80 years old. He'll be 79 years old this year. He is living a beautiful, beautiful, productive life. He's blessed, and so am I.
What would you say to any Americans, especially people from Kansas City, about coming to Tanzania?
I'd say karibuni sana. That's Kiswahili, y'all, for welcome. You all are so welcome to come to Tanzania. You know, we talk about utopia, and it is a utopia in many, many ways. It's peaceful. It's beautiful, it's green in so many, you have nature there. The people are wonderful. I urge y'all, come to Tanzania, and when you come to Tanzania, bring whatever skills you have. Even if you're there for a week or two, share those skills with the community. Share those skills with you at UAACC. You won't regret it. You're going to have a life-changing experience, as everybody does that comes there. I ain't playing.
Well,
Karibuni.
hey, Mama C,
Yeah.
in closing, we at Cascade Media Group would like to see how we can do a partnership with you, because we're in Tanzania, and how we can shed some light on our heritage and some of the things that we've lost as African Americans that has not been taught in our schools.
Yes.
Or in our, we don't have the elders. Your dad at 92, precious resource
Yeah.
for our community, and we haven't had that in some time. I'm 67, and after the 70s, it seemed like our families really slowly but surely start coming apart, and our legacies, our grandparents and great-grands, where they put them in homes instead of keeping them at home and devouring the precious insight that they have on life. How do you feel about that as it relates to being in African American culture versus the culture in Africa where they prize the elderly?
Yes, yes, yes. I always tell people, the more gray hair you have, the more respect that you have. You know, and people aren't afraid to share their age, you know. People there continue to share their skills. You know, you're not like farmed out somewhere. Whatever skill you have, the youth can apprentice with you. And that's how it should be naturally. Of course, as an elder, you expect them to slow down. But even if they're there just taking corn off a cob or picking some of the fruit in the shamba in the garden or whatever, or watching over the grandchildren, they're still doing something with their lives, and they're living in respect and harmony the way it was when I was a youth coming up. That's the way it used to be. This breakdown of the family was by design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Yeah.
synonymous
Yeah.
in here.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
And as I said, we get off camera, I'm gonna give you my information to see how we can communicate
Yes.
and go in the same direction. Pleasure and good night to all.
I give thanks.
This program is brought to you by Black Star Group.